Hi guys, welcome back. It's Heather Davis, Joanna Gerard, and this is Jaime Molina. We're back again with Jaime. We have so much to cover that we could not fit it into one program, so we're just going to roll off. Joanna, would you like to make some introductions on Jaime, just for people who maybe haven't seen the other programs?
Jaime is a yogi, a very good one, and I met him, not too long ago, but I've been practicing yoga with him. He's a good teacher. He's also aren't you a health coach or something along those lines?
Yes, a wellness coach. Yeah.
A wellness coach, yeah. So we were just outside taking a little break, and I have a lot of foot problems. I've broken them several times. Strong Neptune in the chart that causes foot problems. Lot of 12th house, Neptunian, Venus-Neptune conjunction, all that. Anyways, so because of that, consequently, I have foot issues. I have a bone spur, plantar fasciitis. Like I said, I've broken them 8 or 9 times. So we were doing this little thing called, it's what people kind of consider grounding. And what were you just saying about how we need to touch the earth to kind of heal our...
NASA did a study when we started sending astronauts into space and humans were off the planet for the first time. And besides the idea that you're away from gravity, so your bones say, I don't have a purpose or a reason to exist anymore, so I'm just going to erode. The cells of our body were also in a state of erosion, and they weren't sure why. And they discovered that our cells need 5 things. You need water, you need sunlight, you need oxygen, you need electrolytes, and you need electricity. The electricity part comes from our connection to the earth. In today's time, our flooring and our shoes insulate us from the earth, number 1. And number 2, our foot is always in a sock and in a shoe or something ergonomically created for the shape of a foot, but the muscle doesn't know what to do. So the idea with Joanna and her plantar fasciitis was to get outside, let her feet touch textures, allow the foot to feel them, and walking on tree roots allows her plantar fasciitis, instead of to always be in a perfect arch, to now challenge and work and have a purpose and a reason for living and for loving her, because her plantar fasciitis love her. She just doesn't know how much love they need back.
They just love her a little too much.
So she was loving them.
So did it help? That
It does actually help. But it's something that Jaime said I need to do on a regular basis, which is really interesting, that we have to always connect with the earth. You know, and my mom, I was telling my mom what he said, because she's got Venus-Neptune conjunction too, and 12th, she's, astrology is genetic. And she goes, I think he's right. She's like, because I used to go barefoot all the time and didn't have any issues. And she goes, now that I started wearing shoes for years, now I have issues. And obviously we can't go barefoot all the time, right? Like 7-11 feet, you know what I mean?
Well, they kick you out of 7-11.
Right, but I could, if I...
And you need to put on a shirt too.
I know, I have problems with both of those.
Oh, it's not shirt and shoes, not both, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like...
Oh, that's great. That's really good.
So demanding.
Yeah, it is.
But that's really interesting. So back to yoga. I forgot where we left off with the last one, but it really is connected to Eastern philosophy and Eastern astrology. And just let's talk about some of the actual benefits long term of yoga for you. And I know you told your story before to us, what had happened, but just people in general, like what can you see improve by doing yoga?
People today, they're longing. They know something's wrong, but they don't know what it is. And they look for things in these dopamine hits on the phone and whatnot. As opposed to going out and invoking a fight or flight controlled environment that is going to get you the dopamine, it's going to get you the epinephrine, it's going to get you these feel-good drugs that are inside of us already. We're looking for outside sources. Everything you need is inside of you. And we're looking for too much comfort. We have comforted everything from air conditioning. Imagine if you woke up and you didn't have air conditioning.
That happened to me the other day.
Oh, how
that happened to me the other day. Mercury retrograde, Saturn retrograde. I had to get it fixed.
Well, I remember during the hurricane, I didn't have electricity for 11 days for I think it was Irma. And I remember thinking, wow, this was really something.
But you know what I was thinking? Like, how do you seek enlightenment when you don't have an air conditioning? Do you know what I mean? Like, how
No, but I
lucky
know-
are we
yeah,
to be
yes,
born in
yes,
this
yes.
country, really?
Yeah.
Because I was talking to my air conditioning guy was telling me, because his family's from Peru, and it's like, how blessed are we that I can go walk outside, take my shoes off, and go be like, oh, I'm grounding, and I'm seeking enlightenment, and going back into an air-conditioned place. Because,
But not only air conditioning, nobody mugged you while you walked outside.
Right.
The you have running water and the
Right.
toilet's flush.
Right.
The refrigerator is stocked with more food. If the world came to an end today, you have some time of stockpile of food, at least.
yeah.
You know, really, nobody's shooting bullets at you.
You know,
How
make
bad is it?
You make a good point. I mean, think about this. You know what? Even 200 years ago or 150 years ago, all of the modern day comforts that we had did not exist, and people were working in the farms. Their stress was feeding their family. Their stress was going out and killing the animal to eat. If they didn't do it, they didn't eat that night, and they didn't find this, or their water got poisoned in some way from some terrible issue with a planting or something.
Right.
So we don't have those kind of things. But I can tell you that I grew up without AC.
I did
And
too.
I never really understood, you know, it didn't, because you're acclimated to that. And then you're being, you know, you're put in AC when you go to work. I remember going to work and going to school and having it. So then all of a sudden you become almost dependent on it. But there are so many things that we could live without. But do you think that that makes us in a better situation when we don't have all the creature comforts around? I mean, is that what kind of your point was, that we're looking for all these comfort things and that's actually doing us damage in the end, looking for ways to increase our
Dopamine.
We
all
we
those
don't
things.
know that we're seeking these things. We
Right.
comfort. We don't
Right.
understand it.
Right.
We were just born, and this time, 1980s.
Right.
You know, Doritos come in a bag now.
right.
You
Yeah,
know,
they used
Cocoa
to get it out in the
Krispies.
field, right?
I've always thought I had an issue with dopamine, because when I had the business, when I would reach a goal, right, I get a phone call, I'd be like, oh, we're gonna fly you out here. I would get a hit, and it would go high, right, and then all of a sudden I'd do it, and then I'd drop down again, and then my brain would be like, okay, well, where's the next hit? Where's the next hit? You know what I mean?
Right.
And I was up, down, up, down, up, down, instead of just being at peace, because I was always seeking something. It was never just, and I have a Vishaka moon in the east, and that's kind of one of our challenges, but I was always seeking, and I think people do that, you know?
And, well, they count their likes.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
want to
That's
know
why I don't
that
have
they're being
Facebook
admired.
and Instagram anymore.
People ultimately want status.
Yeah.
And so this idea of being so comfortable all the time, it means we're not challenged.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no character built without being challenged.
I don't know if my thing with status is, it was more so I wanted to hit a goal. And once I would accomplish a goal, I'd be like bored, and I'd be like, well, what's the point of anything now unless I get another goal?
Yeah.
And then, so it was never ending. You know what I
Yes.
mean? It was just never ending. It was never like, okay, I'm finally, complete. I'm happy. And I think going through a K2 dasha and meeting you, Jamie, life changing. I think it made me realize that what are you searching for? You know what I mean? Like, what exactly are you searching for? Because you're never going to be happy on this same path. Going,
This is one of the best questions I've ever been asked. I think I've stopped searching. When you stop running, you've arrived.
Well, I stopped running because I'm pretty lazy
There's
now.
what you cited is the way many people live. Oh, when this happens, I'll be happy.
Exactly.
Oh, when that check comes,
Exactly.
I'll be happy.
Well,
When this lover arrives, I'll be happy.
But that's
When I get this contract, boom, I'm going to be happy. But then I would get it, and then I would be unhappy
okay, so-
20 minutes later, you know?
Well, Joanna, you're a Christian, and the Christians believe in that this flesh never really satisfies you. So, and all the things that we're talking about, either selfish ambition, goals in themselves may not be, but the fact that we want more and more, it's not enough.
It's Rahu. It's Rahu in the
always
East. It's
wanting
Rahu.
more and more and more. And that is the power of the flesh. But then when we start seeking, like, remember we were talking about that acquired taste. It's not a natural thing for us to seek out the things that don't have that immediate gratification. You know, like for instance, credit cards are a great example. I pay for it now. I may not have the money in the bank, but I got a credit card. I'll just buy it now because it's immediate gratification. I want it now, and I know that one thing is, oh yeah.
Amazon.
But I mean, think about, but in the same token, it's that we have such a problem today, I think, and especially kids. My kids have all the freedom in the world as far as going into the internet and ordering anything they want. They can be exposed to a lot, but they can get anything they want at the touch of a finger.
So that's in Eastern astrology. That's called Rahu and K2, the nodes of the moon. Rahu is the basically the head of the dragon or demon. K2 is the tail, the dragon or the demon. Both of them, Rahu is disillusionment. Rahu is when we go for fame. Rahu is when, like me, like I am Rahu dominance in my first house. So it's like, oh, I got to get this. Oh, I got to get this. It's not until I went to K2 because K2 takes that away. It takes away that, and it literally did take away that desire. That I reevaluated everything in a more spiritual sense. And like, am I going to waste my whole life chasing something that's really not even real? Because a lot of this stuff isn't real. Social media certainly isn't real.
Right.
You see those people in real life, they look nothing like they look in, you know what I mean? And it's fake. It's disillusionment. It's like Neptune or whatever. So K2
and it's
is
very
more
addictive too.
Yeah, and Rahu governs addictions. K2 is very spiritual, where you let go and kind of let God or your higher power or whatever. And so when you go through a K2 dasha, that's why when you meet people like Jamie, it's like you're kind of like, it's part of the seeking. And again, we're blessed to be here, to have air conditioning, to be able to seek.
And I think that is again, to combine what you're both saying, is there's this overused idea of having a gratitude book or a gratitude list or whatever, when and those things are usually oriented towards family, job security, things like that, when in all reality the basics are good enough. The running water, the electricity, the air conditioning. Why does whatever, right? Why? How is the Amazon package dopamine hit
Wait, I think I just got the
going
package
to, there you go.
No, hey, I'm just
So again, when you stop running, you've arrived. You already have enough. You're whole and complete and everything as you are.
And I think that's what a lot of people get into. We get trapped in that. I recognized it with myself and I stopped it.
Yeah.
Because I'm intuitive, and I would like to help other people stop that too, because you know what? That constant going after something, it's not going to get you anywhere, because there's always going to be something else. You're always going to have
and it
high
doesn't
and
make
low.
those things bad. We all have to make a living. We all have to pay our bills. These things aren't bad. It's just how do you perceive them, and that's how you tied into what you were describing is perception. How are you looking at this?
Right. Yeah, exactly. And I think you touched on a really good point, that being grateful for things are so important. Meaning, I think I heard a study that they were talking about. 60 Minutes was doing a show on the longevity and how people are learning to live in their 90s and above. And one of the biggest things that they have is that they're grateful. They're very grateful people.
Yes.
And so even when I pray, I always start off with thank you, because even the rough stuff. Remember, we were talking about that on one of our podcasts. That even the rough stuff, we can be thankful for going through it, because it's taught us something very important.
That is the most important thing to be thankful for, is the hard times.
Thank you.
So
Fist
it's
bump.
always
said this before we started.
There you go. But my point is that if you can learn something, how valuable that is, right? Like I say to my kid, he's starting out in a job, and I said, look, honey, just be grateful for the experience. I mean, as miserable as you may be at this time, and all these things that you're going through, take what you can get. Those things can never be taken away from you. They can stop your check for the time being. You have to go somewhere else. But I'm telling you, all of this stuff is invaluable, because it adds to your brain. You learn something about yourself. Your teeth are, what does it say? You cut your teeth on your first, career job, meaning you make a lot of mistakes. But if you can learn from it and move on from it, and just as I say that, I try, even though it's not easy, just stand and go, what did I learn about this? What can I take along with this that's going to be valuable as an arsenal to me fighting off issues in the future?
There's power found in those things.
Thank you.
There are power within those challenges.
Let's toast to that.
Let's toast.
I agree. Okay,
so we're gonna have to
Coffee's
wrap.
getting cold.
We're gonna wrap this one up too, you guys. So this is Jamie, Heather. Again, how can we reach you guys?
You can find me on Instagram at Budoga, BUDOGA_official. I'll be the first thing that pops up if you just put in Budoga.
Yes, and I'm on YouTube as well with my beloved Joanna.
Beloved.
It is my beloved. She is my beloved. Anyway,
But we're on Radio St. Pete. We have a podcast on
Yes.
there, so you guys can log
and
into Radio St. Pete and look on the podcast, and there we are.
go in the archives. We got several episodes on there and look at it. But that's going to focus a lot on astrology. And
speaking of astrology, not to interrupt you, but
Yes,
you
you
know
always
how
do.
I am.
Yeah, I'm going to look at this as a difficult moment. How do I learn from this? Shut up, Joey. No, I'm just kidding.
My
Go ahead.
astrology oracle cards I created are on sale on my website for the next couple of weeks. I am shutting that website down in August, and I do have a voiceover website too, but I'm shutting that web. I'm not like done with everything. I'm an astrologer. I'll always be an astrologer, but I'm done with that part of my life. So those are on sale. So you guys can get those. It's JoannaGerardPsychic.com the next couple of weeks. I don't know the exact date. I don't know. I called my web hosting. I'm not quite. It's sometime in August. So the sooner the better if you want a deck of those. And I did write a book to go with those in there to explain what everything means because I love astrology.
And I'm just here for the ride. And it's a great ride. No, anyway, we're doing it, but we're focusing a lot on everything. We're touching on everything, and it's going to be like all of us sitting together, having a nice chat, drinking a cup of coffee, or what you might think is coffee, and enjoying ourselves. So thank you so much for listening, and chime in. We'd love to hear from you.
What did you put in my coffee?
Oh, shh, don't say anything. All right, cut.